Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Princess Leah 888, performance and healing artist, with the mission to do my part to heal the heart of the divine masculine and the sacred feminine through conscious love. If you are new to my channel, welcome, beloveds. This is your daily divine message from Spirit, our week in wisdom. If you are returning family and friend, welcome back, beloveds. Thank you for being here once again and all of your support. And happy Friday the 13th. We get a second Friday the 13th this year in a row, which is a beautiful omen. People think it's bad luck, but that is just what they want to say. Patriarchy wants to say to keep divine feminine energy suppressed and oppressed. The truth is, 13 is the number of divine feminine, of the feminine energy. And in other cultures, such as even in Judaism, there is the number 13 connected to feminine energy, as a friend told me. So, not not to mention, my mother also told me that when she looked up the number 13, because her birthday's on the 13th as well in October, she used to get made fun of. And so when she looked up number 13, she saw that it also was a number that was connected to Lilith, which is a divine feminine, dark feminine energy who was very, very strong in her shadow. I guess you could say more so in her dark feminine energy. She was stronger in vocalizing, brave enough to stand up against the imbalance between masculinity, toxic masculinity, and control on and the feminine energy. And so today I'm feeling the presence of Lilith coming to chat again. She came through on Friday 13th of February. And that was a big weekend, just astrologically speaking. But this time around, we are in Pisces season, coming towards the last week of Pisces season, getting ready for the new moon in Pisces and the spring equinox next week. So this weekend, we are really reflecting, as we're still in that Mercury retrograde, reflecting on what it is that we are bringing into this new year. We've had a lot of New Year celebrations, but we still have one more New Year, and that is the New Year of the zodiac wheel, you could say. That's how I say it, simply speaking. Aries season kicks off a brand new wheel, a brand new year in zodiology. Aries is the first zodiac sign. It governs our first house. And our first house is about self. It's about our own personal power, our authentic power, who we are, who I am. And, God, they say God means I am. The I am. I call God gracious, omnipresent, divine. And that is also who I am. Because we are made in the image of the gracious, omnipresent, divine. We are a direct channel to and from the gracious, omnipresent, divine. We are embodied gracious, omnipresent, divine humans. And so this message here, I'm going to get into it, but I want to tap into our heart chakra first with the sound bowl healing. I did pull these cards previously And I thought it was beautiful to save and share with the collective that's tuning in. If any of these messages resonate with you, feel free to hit that like button and feel free to join my Vibe Tribe as well. And subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you ever want to know when I'm going live. So I hope you can hear me okay. Hope the meditation behind me isn't too loud. I believe that the mic is doing all right. And whoever finds this message, I trust, are finding it right at the perfect time and get the messages that they need. So let's tap into our heart. You can place your hand on your heart, close your eyes, take a deep breath. I'm tuning into a conversation I just was having right before I hopped on with my little sister. And we were talking about plans. I won't share the details so that we can give it a good surprise. But one of the things that she mentioned was, look at us being in our feminine. And I just love that comment. Not because it's a stereotype to want to, be aesthetically, pleasing to your own eye, but because the divine feminine energy and Venus has just moved into Aries, is a bold statement of, this is who I am, and I am going to accentuate the beauties that I have been blessed with. It's not to say that who I am and what I look like isn't beautiful as is, but it's to say that I love adding to the beauty that I already am. And there is nothing wrong with accentuating your beauty, enhancing your beauty. That's like saying, you shouldn't want to dress up. You shouldn't want to get nice clothes. You shouldn't want to, if people are going to make comments or have a negative idea about tapping into your feminine eloquence. And we all carry feminine energy just as much as we all carry masculine energy, because energy is not about what body you were born into. It's about energy. And it's about the balance between the two energies that create. That is the power of the manifester that we are as human beings. Feminine energy, as I explain in almost every single video, just for those who are tuning in for the first time or for those who are still understanding it, feminine energy is the creative, non-physical, sensual, emotional body that we all have. That is all within us. It's the idea that comes to mind or to heart. It's the desire, it's the emotions, right? The sensualities, the sensations that you cannot see but you feel. That's the feminine energy. We all feel it. And unfortunately, those who have distorted the masculine or male stereotype have cut off that part of their feminine energy, causing a major imbalance in the collective. Masculine energy, pure masculine energy, relates to bringing those feminine ideas, creative sensations, and desires into fruition. The feminine is the desire, the masculine brings that desire into fruition. Does that make sense? So, that's why we need both in our own bodies, so that we can have an idea and bring it into existence. If we don't have the balance, then we may be too dreamy and afloat and always have ideas but never bringing them into fruition. Or we may just be doing things without our own personal desires attached. Maybe we're just doing things because people are telling us to do it. And I think that that's what the control is. I'm not about to go into some conspiracy theories right now, but I believe that that is part of the idea of the patriarchal control. To cut off the feminine energy and have us all, women and men, distortedly imbalanced and overcompensating in our masculine energy, so that we can do the things that other people want us to do, not what our own personal inner feminine desires. And if you find yourself feeling that way, this might be a good time to reflect on that. Mercury is in retrograde until the 20th. So all next week is a big week with the, like I said, the new moon in Pisces, the spring Aries equinox, moving into spring, which is a beautiful thing because we're coming out of the death of the winter and coming back into rebirth. And we're already getting the glimpses of the beautiful warmth and sunshine every other day. And this is that renewal. This is that feminine, the birth. Well, the feminine, you could say, is the conception. The masculine energy is the birthing, okay? That's also the balance, an example of the balance of a feminine and masculine energy in one body. Mothers who give birth. Thank you, Spirit. So, the messages from the Feminine Collective is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Look, manifest your true intentions. Be impeccable with your word. And you see what says up here, all the rays coming out of the sunlight and this Egyptian pyramid. Love. Manifest your true intentions. Are your intentions being guided and directed in the true, pure essence of love? Conscious love is when you are consciously choosing love over fear, consciously choosing healthy over toxic, consciously choosing your life and your manifestations and your true intentions. Regardless of what language you speak, your intent will manifest through the word. What you dream, what you feel, and what you really are will be manifested through the word. You see that? You see the balance? You dream, you feel what you really are, that feminine energy, the God within us, the gracious, omnipresent, divine within us is who we really are. And that goes into the masculine. It will be manifested through our word. What we speak is even a manifestation of our masculine energy. So release the need to be right. These are both the first agreements in the 4 agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Be impeccable with your word. Release the need to be right. When you believe something, you assume you are right, and you may even destroy relationships in order to defend your position. Let go of the need to defend your position. That sounds like Aries energy too. Aries likes to have a Aries way or the highway. So I received that because I'm an Aries. But this is so true though. And I'm hearing also Deepak Chopra saying, are you defending the truth? The truth needs no defense. Ooh, and you see all the infinity symbols down here? So we have love kind of some subliminally written in the background. You have the infinities down here. Infinite love. Infinite love. Manifest your true intentions and release the need to be right. That's how you can reform and salvage, reconcile, renew your relationships. And I love that we have this harmonic flight, which I think is absolutely gorgeous, with the violet flame and radical expansion underneath that. I had to read in Izzy Ivy's booklet of Beyond Lemuria why she painted these beautiful paintings and what they meant to her. And I was just in awe of what she wrote and how they actually are so perfectly fitted together. Because the harmonic flight is her twin flame card. She talks about the twin flame journey in this painting. Because you can see the two divine individuals seeing the divinity in each other. Yes, I'm Jamaican, so I say divinity. You say divinity, I say divinity. Tomato, tomato, potato, potato, tomato. Okay, got that out of there. The harmonic flight is seeing the divine in the eyes of another. And that counterpart being the reflection of the divinity that you are. And she talks about how the journey of, you can call it twin flame if you like, but you can also call it divine counterpart, divine love. If you've been awakened by divine love, you may have experienced extreme intensity of soul growth, spiritual awakening, ego death, dark night of the soul. Why? Because divine love strips you away from everything that is not love, that is not true, pure, divine love. And it's your choice to consciously choose to release all that is not love. But it's not always easy. It's not easy at all, because if we have been taught, if we have been shown false examples of love, toxic love, karmic love, if generations, I'm hearing the feminine, generations of feminine oppression, generations of violence and abuse over feminine collectives, that may be part of your twin flame journey to end those cycles. And that is a major ego death. That is a major breaking point in history, herstory. See what I did there? And the violet flame is the same concept, essentially. The violet flame is holding a strong spiritual grounding, so that when you are going through your dark night of the soul, ego death, some people, in the human language, you might call it a mental breakdown. But in the spiritual realm, in the spiritual community, we call it an ego death, a spiritual breakthrough, ascension symptoms, we might even say, ascensions into your higher frequency, your higher self, your true authentic self, back to your true authentic self. The thing is, we have been told that we are broken, and that is false. We've been told that we are imperfect, and I'm finally realizing that that is false. We are radically expanding into the truth that we are full and beautiful and perfect just as we are. But we have been pinched off. I like how Abraham Hicks says that, so I'm going to steal that from them. I'm going to borrow that from them. We've been pinched off from our true authentic self. And now coming back into alignment, we're seeing the full spectrum of who we are, as above, so below. We're seeing the full spectrum that we are a part of every single cycle of life and death and rebirth and transmutation, and we are breaking generational cycles over lifetimes. And you know who's also in Aries helping us do that? Neptune and Saturn and Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer and has been in Aries since 2018. And I believe Chiron's still retrograded in Aries. So that is even deeper reflection in healing the wound of who we are. The wound of what has broken us away from who we are, what has pinched us off from who we truly are, that has made us forget who we truly are, that has pushed us and taken us and pulled us out of alignment of who we truly are. That's why the Four Agreements is so important to me, because the Four Agreements is a book that I am absolutely in love with, because Don Miguel Ruiz talks about our tapping back into our true authentic self by breaking these false agreements. And that is what this beautiful divine love of twin flame journey, however you want to call it, also teaches us. There's an extra step in healing, is what I'm hearing. When you do all the inner work, and you're doing the shadow work, and you're healing your inner child, and you're understanding and coming back into your wholeness, and you're radically expanding your heart back to love. And then you meet a divine counterpart, and they teach you, they reflect to you parts that maybe you have not been able to see by yourself. It's like a mirror. Like if you use a mirror so you can use the back, see the back of your head, right? You use two mirrors so that you can see the back of your head if you're trying to look at your hair. It's the same thing with a divine partner, and people think, this is really uncomfortable. This person is triggering me, so then it's their fault because they're making me feel really bad. They're making me feel really uncomfortable. Now, there's a difference between abuse and gaslighting and all that, and just someone triggering your deeper wounds, the deepest wounds that are coming up so you can heal them. And it's not their fault for triggering those wounds. It's our responsibility to consciously choose to look at why these wounds are coming up and how we can reflect and heal through them. That is the Chiron in Aries. Neptune in Aries, after 160 years, that is generations beyond our life of false illusions that are coming into light now. I mean, there are wounds that we didn't even bring into our life. There are wounds that have been brought in and stored into our DNA, like hereditary diseases. That we are now at a pivotal point for us to choose if we want to continue to carry those dis-eases. Thank you, Spirit. And our divine counterpart is here to help us clear out all that is false, the false loves, so that we can really truly align with the full spectrum of who we are, who we truly are. So thank your divine counterparts when they trigger you, because they are shining light on areas so that you can heal them, so that you can continue to rise and rise into the true divine pure being that you are, that they see you as. And you're going to help them do the same. But Moonology over here says adjustments are required when you are in a divine counterpartship. You need to also adjust. Things are not going to be the same all the time. Things are subject to change, because we're all healing. We're all unfolding. We're all unfurling back to love. We're all expanding always. And that's why Abraham Hicks says you can't get it wrong, because you'll never get it done, because we are always cycling and recycling, as above, so below, and expanding. We're always unfolding. We're always awakening to more and more depths of our soul wisdom. There's always more. So believe in the impossible. Okay? Conclusions are within reach. If you're feeling worried or uncertain or unsure, if things are unclear or uncomfortable in your divine partnership right now, take some time to breathe out. Sometimes we just be holding our breath until we pass out, holding our breath until somebody changes. But take time to breathe out. That is nirvana. That is the definition of nirvana, is to exhale. The release, the relief that you feel when you finally exhale. Think about when you're holding your breath, breathing underwater, and you finally come up for air and you're like, oh my God, that's an inhale. And then you breathe out. Oh my gosh, I can breathe out. Can you imagine only breathing in? That's what it's like when all we want we want more and more and more. We want to take and take and take, but we forget that there's also the exhale. This, stay with me if you're picking up what I'm putting down. This universal exhale that gives us this peace to see the conclusions that are on its way. But we have to release the need to be right all the time, especially in this divine counterpartship, especially if our counterpart is awakening our deepest wounds for us to release. Stay grounded, stay firm. That's why having a spiritual practicing spiritual hygiene. Even in my daily devotions today, they were talking about how in school we were taught all about, personal hygiene and physical hygiene. I don't even know if schools teach health in school anymore. But they were talking about how it's interesting that we're never taught emotional hygiene. We're never taught spiritual hygiene. We're not taught how to heal a broken heart or hurt feelings. We're not taught in school how to stay grounded and rooted in love and in our own security. And I know that spiritual health might be different when you think about it, and because some people then want to turn spirituality into religion, and then they're like, oh, well, then we have to go and do the practices of this particular religion to stay grounded in our spiritual hygiene, or I'm hearing healthy in our spiritual hygiene. But that's not necessarily true. We all come from the same source of divine. And that divine, gracious, omnipresent divine is love. That's my religion. More than anything, I may have a Christian background. I may have practices in different Hinduism and Buddhism that I agree with. But they all come back to the same thing, and that is love. My favorite poem that I ever wrote is, when it comes down to it, we're all still fragile. We all want love. When it comes down to it, we're all still human. So, to end on this note, we have this Akashic Star Child Tarot with the Four of Swords in reverse and the Queen of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. The Four of Swords is the reflection, the retrograde card is what I like to call it, because this is about recovery, rest, reflect, and prepare. Prepare to succeed. Prepare with compassion. Having emotional compassion for your journey in love, in healing, in light, in awakening. And not all decks, tarot decks, have, reversals and guidance books. So I'm gonna look at the Astro Matrix Tarot. I looked it up, but I want to read it to you of what the Four of Swords reverse says. Do not overwhelm yourself with tasks. Take time to sit and relax. Look at this. Take time to breathe out. Yes, take time to sit and relax. When it's in reverse, it is about overcoming denial and transforming rejection. You guys, when you are awakening to your deepest wounds, when those wounds are coming up for you to transform, to transmute, when your divine counterpart is awakening within you your purest, highest, most beautiful truth and being that you are, as well as showing light on your deepest wounds, you can feel rejected a lot. You might have feelings of rejection, or maybe if you're wakening that up in them, they may recluse or run, or what seemingly is rejecting you. But they're really rejecting the parts of themselves that you are highlighting. If you've ever rejected your divine counterpart, it's not because you didn't love them. It's because they were shining light on the deepest wounds, and you were rejecting that part of yourself and projecting it onto them. I have realized in the recent past 6 months or so that that's what I have been doing to my divine counterpart for the last 20 years. And that's why you want to have compassion. Spirit is saying have compassion, because it's not always clear. The path is not the road to conscious love is not always clear, especially after battle. The Six of Swords is right after the Five of Swords, which is obviously right after the Four of Swords. The Five of Swords is about battle. It's about challenges. It's about cutting out things and people no longer serving your greater and highest good. That's not in alignment with who you truly are. And that can be really hard and scary. And it doesn't mean cutting out people you love. It can mean cutting out toxic habits. It could mean cutting out patterns that are unhealthy to the relationship. And that means reflecting on yourself and reflecting it within yourself and within the counterpart, and both, and taking responsibility for your part as well as speaking up on the part that's also imbalanced in the other, and having compassion while you're doing so, because that can get really foggy and unclear sometimes. And with Neptune being in Aries now, the fog is clearing. So the Six of Swords is saying trust. Trust that everything that you have been praying for and working towards and striving for is on the other side of that fog. You just got to wait for the dust to settle a little bit. Okay? And have compassion for yourself. Okay? I hope this helped someone who is needing to hear this message. It surely helped me, and it's continuing to help me too. So thank you, Spirit. And if it resonates with you in any way, shape, or form, definitely hit that like button. Share it with anyone else you think would also like to hear this message. And do join our Vibe Tribe, my Vibe Tribe, if you would like, and to be a part of our mission to heal the heart of the divine masculine and the sacred feminine through conscious love. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I'm going live. And until next time, my beautiful beloveds, I will see you in the next moon. Peace and love. Namaste. Bye.